This is Ashley with TooeleTV, and today we are here with Alyssa Banks, who is currently serving as Miss Tooele County. Alyssa, tell me, what got you involved in pageants in the first place?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because I was not the pageant girl, as people say. I love sports. I think they're super fun, but I also love public speaking. And so when I was 16, I actually got involved in the Dairy Princess pageant. One of my friends said, "You should do the Dairy Princess." And I was like, no way, why would I do that? And then I just decided to run with it, and I thought it was so much fun that I just kept competing in pageants. I really loved it. I love the fact that we can work on ourselves in so many different aspects because we have different areas in competition that we compete in.
I feel like there's a lot of negative stigmas toward pageants, and it keeps growing and growing. How do you deal with all of that negativity?
You know, actually, it's a good thing that there's negativity because that gives us a reason and a chance to stand up and stand out. And I think that also the negativity brings a lot of attention to us. Pageants shouldn't be looked at as a negative thing. Just as I mentioned before, we actually have a lot of different areas of competition where we're bettering ourselves, and it's a physical, it's a mental, and an emotional aspect of life. And we also participate in a lot of political ideology, and we really find ourselves. We have a platform that we're involved with. So pageantry, it's not typically what people think, and I think that's the exciting thing is there's a lot to learn with it.
How beautiful and inspiring. And I love that you brought up platform. Tell me, what has been your platform and what have you done with it? And for those of you that don't know what a platform is, will you explain it to us?
Of course. So the platform, that's actually the really fun part of pageants, and specifically with the Miss America organization, that's what differentiates us. And so my pageant is Lead the Way, Women in Leadership. Basically the platform, is something that you find within yourself and you want to share with the world. You don't want it to be something that you're just doing for the stage. You really want to have passion behind it. And so I thought about my platform. I really wanted to also have passion behind mine, and so I chose Women in Leadership specifically because I'm going into sports broadcasting, and it's definitely a male-dominant field, and I recognized that. The first day of work, I went to BYU Broadcasting, and we had a pitch meeting, and my boss said, "You know, you're one of the only women who works for us, and you need to stand up, and I'm already on your side. I want you to give your ideas, and I want you to represent women in the workplace and in this industry specifically." So I was inspired by that, and I really wanted to help others, especially women, obviously, find their inherent traits. A lot of the time, males are looked at as the dominant gender. And it's totally fine to go back and forth with males more powerful, females more powerful. We really should complement one another, but I just wanted to help women recognize that they have inherent strengths that really are beneficial in the workplace.
I love that so much. Complement each other. I think we need more of that in this world. Does anything stand out specifically to you of how you've been able to serve Tooele specifically?
Yes, so I actually visited with the Women in Leadership organization, the president of that company, and I was able to speak with her about what we need to do for women and how we can help them. And she told me a lot of different ideas, and one of them was to get more women in CEO positions and also allow them to feel that leadership. And so I've been able to speak in several different areas and just share my platform and share why I'm confident and why everyone else should be confident in whatever they have to offer.
How neat. And you were telling me that you had a little miss that served with you this year. Do you feel like you've been able to mentor her a little bit, and how?
Yes, I do. Actually, she's obviously a mentor to me. I had a lot of fun with her. Her name's Sydney, and she's a little dancer. She's so good at presenting herself. One way I think I was able to mentor to her was just being able to stand up for my values. I went to Miss Utah, and I always decided that I have the abs, and I was really proud of them, but there is a swimsuit competition, and I decided that I wanted to wear a one piece, and she was there watching all of that go down, and I think that was just a good example of standing up for your values. It doesn't matter if you choose the bikini or the one piece, it just matters that you have your values and you stick to those, so I think I was able to represent that well for her.
You mentioned that Sydney was a dancer, and I happen to know that you're a dancer too. Tell me about how you've used that talent in your service.
Yes, so dancing is just a really fun way to express yourself, and I think on a daily basis I'm just dancing. I actually haven't done a dancing performance for my platform or pageants with any of my presentations or anything like that, but I have been able to just kind of get down and jiggy and boogie with other people, and I think it's really fun to just kind of break the ice and be able to meet other people through dancing.
Wonderful. And for anyone that's interested in competing for Miss Tooele County and taking after the title in the future, what would you recommend to them?
I would recommend finding what you want, definitely deciding what you really care about with the pageant, and then setting a timeline and specific goals. The thing with pageants is that there's a lot of work that goes into them, and that's just fine, but you'll just need to set specific goals and really try to accomplish those goals. I would also say don't feel intimidated by other people. I think that's also part of my platform, is be really proud of other women and how well they're doing. Ask them for help, and then also offer your help in return.
You just gave us so much advice and inspired us all. Thank you so much. That's all the time that we have for. Is there anything else that you just really want us to know about you or about your service?
Yes, so I actually had the opportunity to visit with Governor Herbert while I was on my reign, we could call it, and I spoke with him just about my platform, and he really said he believes in it. He wants women in the workplace, and one thing that he advises women to do is to just get out on a limb and apply for the job, get the skills that you need, and be confident. Most of the time, he said that women really are qualified for the job, they just don't feel they are. So take a plunge, feel excited for the opportunity. Get rid of the perfectionism and that stigma, and go with your gut.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to meet with us today. We're so grateful for you, and I know that Tooele County has definitely benefited from your service.